Hello guys. So what you see here around me is really the lion's share of the work that we have left on this project. Of course there's always details, wiring, headlights, the dozens of little things, you know, that you have to do to refinish, to clean up, whatever, and reinstall. But these are the main components that we have left. The question is, what am I gonna do to start with? And if it didn't look like the Florida Everglades in central Kansas outside at the moment, I would probably be out there media blasting the hood on the bottom side. But however, that would be kind of getting ahead of ourselves anyway. I really want to turn my attention to getting our little instrument panel cowling piece kind of set, and also our grill. That way I can temporarily install them, put the hood on, and make sure our donor tractor hood is going to match up with the holes for these two things. So let's start out with the panel and see if we can get something going here. Alright, so what I'm calling our instrument panel, for lack of a better term, I've started sanding it down. I've started straightening out a bunch of stuff that was never really straight to begin with. Not trying to make it perfect. It doesn't really need to be perfect, but you would like it to be perfect, right? What was holding the hood on previously were these, I guess, kind of sheet metal-ish screws. I don't know what you would really call those. Stainless steel, and I mean, they barely grab anything at the moment, so I don't know how much work they were actually doing, but nevertheless, I want to put some better I want to put something with actual threads in here. So I'm probably just going to go to the nutsert tool and install 1/4-inch stainless screws. I went ahead and picked up, there it goes. I went ahead and picked up some from my hardware store, which all you can find is Phillips head, of course. McMaster Carr has a panhead slotted screw, much like a stove bolt, you know, stove bolt Chevy. And I may go to that eventually. But for now, these will get the job done. So I am going to start drilling these out for our inserts, 7 of them. And we'll get something going here. I don't know, for some reason this just feels like cheating. It's just too easy, you know. I know it's not 100% original this way, if that matters. But man, is it nice. Make sure I did the right size. Yeah. Okay, I'll do the rest. So I temporarily have just a couple bolts holding the panel up there. Now I'm going to turn my attention to the grill. While we're on the floor, just going to take a mallet and quickly beat out the worst of this expanded iron problem here, if I can even. be good enough. You may not be able to tell from that distance, but we have quite a bit of damage and deformation. Is that a word? It's very deformed. But what we need to do is get a pattern so that we can check we're on the right track or not. So I'm just going to copy the left side, which is in good shape. Cut that out and we have our pattern. So I can see right away without, you know, just by eye, this is way too far out, and this of course has been smashed in all along. In here something hit it pretty hard, probably a GMC truck rolling over it, huh? And there, just by the pattern, you can see we're smashed in about an inch, and we got a high spot right there. So just for fun, we're just gonna try doing it this way. That's not working. Some pressure on it. I think right there. I need to push really bad. I think I'll go find a 2x4. I need to come in here, right there, where that rib is, and see if I can push that out quite a ways. Just that little bit made it a lot better though. It's almost half of what it was. Well, I just don't like what I was doing over there. Now is not the time to be using the tractor frame as a jig to get this straight. It's too late for that. That ship has sailed. We're just gonna mess stuff up over there. I had it screwed to this. This is the framework that I had the hood screwed to. It's the same dimensions. And after many rigs with different wires and cables, and then I eventually went to chains because everything kept breaking. I was trying to use leverage and pull low spots out, and there's just too much spring to this thing. So spring in the thing. So I'm just using this recess portion in this old woodworking table here, and I'm just working the dents out old school, you know. And we're going to get it most of the way doing that, which is where I should have started to begin with. And then I'm going to put it back on here, screw that down, and then we will fine tune what we need to fine tune. But we're getting close, I think. I got the majority of the problems out, so I think we'll get it. Again, this is really too late in the game to be messing around with this. But here we are. I have a real tendency to get ahead of myself sometimes, you know. I want to get the biggest things going. In this case, get the frame redone and so forth. Get all enthused about that, and a guy neglects certain things like this because of that. Okay, I think this those over. So I can tell from lines on the charcoal paint here from the previous restoration that the previous guy, he simply did this. You know, it overlaps all the way around, but I could go back to pictures, but I really don't think that is correct. Certainly easier, certainly probably better. You would have your two opposing colors, your silver and your charcoal, and this silver kind of ugly corner would just be hanging out here in the middle of nowhere, doing its thing, and it would certainly work. But is it correct? The only other option I have, when I go to the other two old grills that I have, the expanded metal is cut and hacked and beat all to death behind this piece of flat strap. So they were modifying it, so to speak, so that they could slip the hood sheet metal between the expanded metal and the flat iron. And that would make more sense, probably. It would be an even bigger pain to install, certainly. I'm going to check out some pictures, see if I can see anything on original literature. I don't really like the idea of having this just kind of a silver corner hanging out in the middle of nowhere, you know, on the contrasting paint color, but we'll do what we need to do. Otherwise, I don't know where that hole went. We got a freezing cold hood. Just do it, man! Woo! Maybe turn on the welder. Two coats of epoxy primer, 2 coats of urethane primer, sanded it down with 400. Now I see another spot right there. Man, I tried to look close. Anyway, sanded it down, spot and glaze putty, and I'll get that. And then I'm just gonna keep rinsing and repeating until I'm satisfied with how the primer looks when I've sanded it down. I don't expect I will take too many more primings, because honestly this thing is, I'm actually surprised how it turned out the first time as well as it did. But in the end, it is just an instrument panel for a tractor after all. But I want to do the best we can. So I'm going to go grab my glaze again and hit a couple more spots there. Let it cure, sand it down, and hit it again. Okay, dudes, I have 10 ounces of the silver frost mixed up. I've got some little stuff hanging here again that just needs it. The air cleaner, the instrument panel, and the grill. Both of these we'll have to, we'll tape off the silver and do the charcoal on the grill. Once this is dry on the instrument panel, I'm going to put the decal on, and then I'm going to come back and clear coat over that. So there'll be some more steps in there with various things. But for right now, I'm going to hit those things. You don't need to, maybe I'll move you around. I don't know. We'll see. right, we're going hot, and we're going live, and we're going mostly without masking tape. This is the real deal, you know. So let's. There. Can we just leave it like that? Looks pretty good, huh? Okay, closer look at the progress. I got the bottom 6 bolts in. Of course, the top 3 on each side hold the hood on as well, and nothing is tightened down yet. Not the front, not the sides, not the big bolts that come up through the bottom there, or down through the top, and then the nut is, you know what I mean. But everything is lined up. It's still loose. Got the steering hooked on. That beautiful metallic charcoal. I really like that paint. Turned out really nice. So I'm going to turn my attention back to the instrument panel thingy. I can also cut some hose here that I picked up and get the air intake to the carburetor hooked up there. But yeah, we're coming together. Nice and shiny. Well, these are exciting days in the old shop, right? Working on the old Silver King. Got our decals, our decals out on the Fate Root and Heath. They did a nice job cutting those out right around the oval. Of course, those will go down here on the sides. Our shift pattern, they did not. It's got a big clear square around it, so I'm going to cut that down close to the silver. That way we eliminate seeing the edge of that anyway. But then I am going to clear coat over everything. This a couple days ago, this was painted, so I've gone back over it with 1000 grit just to make sure our clear coat sticks. We get good adhesion, but yeah, I'm going to get masking tape out and get these laid out so they're nice and straight, and then we'll do some clear.
Okay, I'll see if we can get through this with my voice. Been dealing with a cold here. In the meantime, I think we are pretty much wrapping this video up for now. Got our grill looking nice. Got our instrument panel looking nice. Got the lion's share of the wiring installed. You can see all that in here. This number 10 will go to the light switch. I've neglected to get one for the headlights, and that'll grab that hole in the panel right under the ignition switch, and that'll power the lights. Now, originally this tractor would have had a separate fuse somewhere in here, and so it would have run a wire to the fuse, to the switch, and then back out. I ordered an old stock universal headlight switch with the fuse installed on the back of the switch, so this will just go right to the switch and go through the fuse and then back out to our headlights. Obviously, I'm having to wait on the headlights because of the fenders. And we're going to have a whole video on the headlights alone, making a replacement bracket that was missing and so forth. You saw me install the foot starter rod. I put it here, which is where it was when this tractor came in, but we salvaged the front fender bracing from the parts tractor, and I forgot about that, so I need this front hole for the fender rods, so I just moved it back there, and that'll be fine. Oh, one more thing. I'm about to paint my headlight brackets, and at the same time I need to clean up all this throttle rod apparatus, and I'll get that painted silver at the same time. Here are our fender braces that I was talking about, and then those go to the rear axle. And I want to touch up our shift handle now that I have my instrument panel installed. But I was able to find on eBay a set of the shift rod boot and the knob, the original early style knob. So that's pretty cool. Got my choke in there, and of course my light switch will go below the key there. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one. I'm fine.